with Andy Woodman after the penalty shootout victory over Cambridge United. Andy, first things first, it sounds weird because it's only the EFL Trophy, but is this ultimately what you said when you wanted to come into Bromley job and have games like this where you're constantly coming up against sides like Cambridge, League One sides, and being able to kind of pit your managerial experience and kind of what you've learned in the game against higher level sides and bring these kind of games to Bromley on a regular basis?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're a league above us. We just come up out of a league, so they're, whether they played all their first team or didn't, they're still quality players. And we rested. I won't say we rested a few. We changed our team a little bit today to get minutes into other boys, and we started really well. And and then we found ourselves with a few problems and went behind, and a few tactical changes and bits and pieces that they've done, which is good for us as coaches, good for us as staff to work out. And then obviously the guys got the draw, to take us through the penalties. But nights like these are really important to get everyone up to speed, and I think it's quite obvious to the lads that haven't played as many minutes through no fault of their own. They've just got to get up to speed with a few more of these games, and that's the importance of them.
As a manager, how do you view the EFL Trophy? Obviously, this is Bromley's first ever game in it. National League, we had things like the FA Trophy, and then the provincial cups, London Cup, Kent Cup, all of that. But how do you? You're going to say it's a competition you want to win, but how do managers view a competition like the EFL Trophy?
Well, it's probably two sides really. The under-21 managers of Chelsea's and Arsenal's look at it as a good opportunity to put their young players up against men. For me, being at Bromley, it's a brilliant opportunity for me to get some more games into the team, shuffle the team around, look at what's ready for Saturday and who's pushing themselves into Saturday's squad. And look, I'm not going to turn my nose up at any game. I'd much sooner be doing this than playing in the Kent Senior Cup. And I mean that with respect, but this is where I want to be. I want to be even higher. So, I'm going to treat all of these competitions with as much respect as I can.
Without picking individual players, but then promptly going on to pick individual players, you did a few tweaks that I didn't see coming today. For example, Idris you put at left centre back and Bez at left wing back. Normally, when you've played those two, it's been the other way round. Was that you wanted to look at something specific there?
Yeah. It's we've done it in pre-season. It's something that I brought Idris to the club to play in that position. And Bez has done us really well at that position for 30 odd games last year. I want to make sure we've got balance in the team. I think a left footer on the left side and a right foot on the right side, we need to have that balance. So it's an opportunity for me to look at it, and I want it to work. Of course I want it to work, and it's important, and I thought it did work. So I have to be true to the players and true to myself. I spoke to Bez in the summer. He wanted to know where he fitted into the team this season. He's been patient, he's waited, and that's my opportunity to have a look at that, and I thought he'd done really well, so it's given me something to think about.
On the other side of the pitch, Danny Imre, I mean, I don't know what we can say about Danny Imre, but there's so many plaudits that go out about him, people rate him so highly.
You've got to get that quiet, not tell everyone he's average.
But his ability to stretch the game, you don't get many fullbacks that can accelerate at that speed, almost like the speed of a winger. And you can now it makes sense probably to Bromley fans why he gets so many goals and assists from that particular position. But would it be fair to say you've had to get him up to speed? He's almost had to learn on the job, so to speak.
I've got a bit of criticism, sadly, about some of my substitutions. It's really hard to sort of get the message out to people, but when people are right in the red zone of pulling a hamstring or pulling a thigh, I've got to be mindful of that, and sometimes that's got to come before the result, because the bigger picture is that they're going to be out injured for longer. So I have to be mindful of that. That's why I sometimes have to do those changes. But yeah, he's been superb, Danny. But it's still early. Let's not get carried away. He's only 2 or 3 games in, and we've got a long season ahead. So I think we should just enjoy him at the moment, but just keep him grounded and make sure he keeps getting the level of performance out every week.
I've got the chairman to my left. Let me wrap this one up. Quickly. So you've got the penalty shootout victory. You get the 2 points. I think who have we got? Is it Charlton or is it Chelsea next? One of the two of them. But you'll be looking to try and get out of the group in this particular competition, or it's just a case of as it comes, use the games, who you can play, etc., etc.
Yeah, without sounding sort of cliche-ish, I'm glad this game's done, and I won't really think about the next game till it comes. It's all about all eyes are on Saturday now. And I wanted the lads to give me a little bit of a selection headache, and I think they've done that. because everyone's available. So that's the important thing for me. And then on to the next game, and we'll get ready for Colchester. And then when the Chelsea game comes around, we'll get ready for that.
Cheers, Andy. Thanks.